Hello everyone and welcome back to another J-Rock video. Today I am going to be going through a lawn renovation slash lawn makeover. All this is simply for is I originally done it in spring and it grew through really well, and I've now got the lawn that you've been seeing in my videos and Instagram, all the rest of it. So it's actually in a pretty healthy place. But I want to put down a top dressing, and that's not to level it or anything like that, but there's a few bumps that I'm going over when I'm using the cylinder, and it is just a bit bobbly. So I want to try and even out them minor, imperfections, I suppose, and also just get a fresh seed on for the end of the year, because you need basically at least 10 degrees or over, and in Scotland we're slowly running out of that time. So it's kind of now or never, and I realise I haven't done a video in ages, but I've just been so busy with work, it's been unbelievable, and my clientele has just rocketed lately. So all good stuff, but it means that I've had slightly less time to do this kind of thing. But today, what I'm looking to do is I'm going to hand aerate. What I was going to order one, but it was in excess of £100 to get delivered, and I thought for around 60-70 metres squared what I've got, it just wasn't worth it. My neighbours wouldn't have shared it or out like that, so yeah, I hand aerate. I think that was 25 quid, and it seems pretty solid. I'll show you after this. And I've also got, instead of a leveling loot, I've got a landscaping rake. What again, I think that was under 30 quid, so 55 in total. But I use the landscaping rake on clients, and that's been spot on. And I've been able to get it as level as I would like anyway. So happy days. I'm happy with that. So I will hand aerate, I will scarify, and I will also overseed and top dress. The soil that I'm using, it's a local screened topsoil from one of the quarries nearby. Now the soil by me it's actually really good, full of organic matter. It's all screened to, I used a ton of it yesterday, and nothing was over 3 mil if anything. So it's all spot on. So I'm going to be using that. That cost me, for where I live, including delivery, it was £54 for a tonne. So I really can't complain with the price of the topsoil. And I'll be surprised, to be fair, if I use the tonne over both gardens. So if not, then I've just got some by to sort of patch repair and stuff come springtime. What isn't a bother whatsoever. So I'm going to go for that, and then I'm going to use a perennial ryegrass mix that I will put up all the mix ingredients at the end of the video. So stay by for that, and I'll also put up where I get it from and how much, all that sort of stuff. But the plan is to get that down. The only thing is the weather. It's very windy, and it looks like it's absolutely gonna rain from the heavens. So I might have to split this video between today and a day next week when I've got some free time. But the plan today is to at least get the aeration started, and we'll get a beginning on it. Any questions, anything at all, content you want to see, stuff over winter, whatever it might be, put it in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Also, please subscribe. I haven't put a video up in ages, I know that, but if you subscribe to my channel, like I say, comment, like the videos, it's a massive help and it goes a long way. Also, my Instagram, that I'll put my the handlebar for it below. Follow that as well. I'll keep that updated more than probably what I do on my YouTube, but hopefully I'll bring it back in line. But that's there as well. Thank you for the support, and let's get into this renovation. Okay, so we're outside now. Just to quickly show you, these are the two items I'm going to be using here. So a little hand aerator there. Okay, and you know what, that's pretty solid. There was two options. I just got this from the local garden centre. I don't think it's got a brand to it. I got that from a local garden centre, and it seemed, out of the two, it was the one that had a lot better welds, a bit tougher. The other one was, maybe half the size of the hollow tines, and the welds did look like it would just snap. So people that get in touch and say their hand aerator snap or whatever, if it looks like it's going to snap, then I just wouldn't buy it in the first place. Just look out, spend a bit more money, and get a bit more of a decent one. And then this landscaping rake, that's decent. I think that's the full extent of the size of that. It's a 2 metre handle, I believe, and it's about half a metre. something like that, of the rake itself, and that's pretty perfect for leveling out. And also what I like to do is after I spread my topsoil, I'll go over it with the rake once. I'll show you later on what I'll put some grooves into the soil, like kind of how a plougher would for like farmers' fields, and then I overseed, and then I mix the seed in. So the seed, well, 80% of the seed will be covered by the topsoil, and it just gives it that bit of protection. Hopefully then not as many birds will come and get it and all that sort of stuff. So that's the plan. But just to quickly show you, there are two things I'm going to use. Two hand tools anyway, sorry. That and obviously a spade. So what I'm going to go by now is just using that hand aerator. I will get some footage of me using it just so you can see like kind of how well it comes out. Bearing in mind, if you've got rock solid turf, then you need to be softening that out before you even attempt this. Even if I was going to say you're going to use a machinery, then definitely give it a heavy water for 2 days, I would say, a day before, so that it's not bogging when it comes to actually doing your work, but the ground's nice and soft basically, so it takes out the tines easy enough. Bear with it. Okay, so just some gentle reminders. Aeration, okay, what we're looking for with the plugs is, or what can you learn from it really, is you take your plug and your main thing is the grass layer on top, okay, it's going to be hard to see. Then from there you can check if you've got a thatched layer, okay, what would be like the dead earth underneath. But also if you take it away, okay, if you've got roots running all the way through the plug, it shows that you've got, if I take that away there, try and get that focused in, you can see the root there was running all the way through, okay, shows that you've got quite a healthy root zone running through the core. And if you look into the holes what we've made here, what you're looking for is roughly a 6 to 8 inch spacing all the way down the aeration, and also between the two as well. So as you can see, even between the gap there and between each one, the only things with these, because it's a bit wet, the aerator, it still takes the holes, but sometimes it's getting clogged up a little bit, so you just need to be a bit wary of that. So all I've got is like a cleaning toothbrush, and I'm just using that to, every now and again, every 4 or 5, it is a long process I know, but just poking the cores back out. It's not ideal. I wouldn't use this for clients. I'll just be telling clients that you're better off probably hiring one. But for something so small, and it be my own, I really don't mind just cracking on with a hand aerator. So what to look for when you're aerating, make sure that you've got that 6 to 8 inch gap, and basically just try and learn something from your garden at the same time as trying to help it. Yeah, does the root run all the way through? Is there a thatch layer build up? And yeah, basically, is it coming out easy enough? Okay, so a few things to think about. I'm going to crack on now, put it on a time lapse, and let's see this back garden done. Okay, so that's the aeration done on this side. As you can see below, I've now got all my hollow tined holes in the lawn, my pile there. So to pick up or to leave, it's a question that I think really depends on the size of your garden. Personally, I'm going to be picking up because this one's about 25 metres squared and my front garden's about 45. So it takes me no time at all to sweep them all up and stick them in a pile like that. Also, it would save my mower blades from getting blunt by smashing them. So that is what some people do. They put on their old mower blade, wait until the cores dry up, and then just mow them, and it'll just scatter it all. You got to bear in mind the cores that you're pulling out are going to be full, like they're going to be organic basically. They're going to be so full of nutrients because they've been dug up from what you've been treating all year long. So that uses like a top dressing is absolutely fine in my opinion, as long as you've got a good lawn and it's been taken care of. Obviously, if it's full of moss, I would not and you're taking out big thatch layers and everything, I wouldn't be then spreading that onto the lawn. But for me, because it's, you know, more or less taken care of, into a pile like that, I'll just sweep them, put them in the bin, and that'll be them. Then when it comes to do the top dressing, because it's really fine, you'll see the sort of stuff I'm using soon. That'll fill into the summer holes, help with drainage, and bring oxygen towards the root zone. Endless list of, apologies for the wind, of benefits of doing this, but it's just worth doing. And especially if you're not, pick your time of year, whatever's best for you in whereabouts you live, depending on weather and everything else. But yearly you can do this, and it's going to benefit you loads. Unless you're doing a full renovation, like killing it off, personally I wouldn't do that yearly, but that's just down to me and how I keep my garden. So yeah, cracking on, and we will then get into the front garden and get that smashed. So that is the aeration done. So again, just aerated roughly 6 to 8 inches between each one. But what I have done is, after raking up there, it's brought my eye to some lateral growth. What you can see sticking up a lot higher than the rest. So no doubt all this is going to get pulled back up when it comes to me scarifying it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scarify now. In an ideal world, I'll probably mow, scarify, then mow again. But just because the weather doesn't look ideal, I'm just going to go scarify, and then I'll go for a mow. And I normally mow 25mm, but if I am going to get a mow in before I lay down some soil, I'll probably do, in fact no, I'll just stick to 25mm. That'll be short enough after I take up any lateral growth. So I'm going to do that now. See me scarify, see how much comes out, because this hasn't been scarified now in about 2 months, because I've been playing with the idea of doing this renovation for about 6 weeks now, and I've only just got around to doing it now. So I'm going to go into that now, and we'll see what the outcome is, so stick by for that. Right, so that is my scarifier now set up, ready to go. So just a point on scarifying, I haven't changed it yet, but depending on what height you're going to use, so number 4, that's what I normally use for mowing. The height that you're going to use depends on the type of lawn you've got. So personally for myself, I scarify every month throughout the growing season normally, apart from, like I say, I missed out last month. So I know that I can set on the scarifying setting S, and I can do the 1 run, and that takes out as much thatch or dead growth that I need, right? It clears it out well. Whereas if you never do this, and you know, it is left for times on end, and you say you've just got like a 50-pound scarifier or whatever it is, you might not be able to do that. So I do some clients' lawns, and I need to have it on setting. Did one last week, and it was on setting 3. Sorry, what is normally a 18mm setting, and I was still getting so much moss and thatch out that I could still almost barely move. Because it was just literally, it wasn't because it's a bad scarifier or anything. It was literally taking out so much that it was just unbelievable. So what I had to do on that one is I had to do 3 runs on setting 3 and 2, then I could do the last one on setting 1. But to be honest, I could have kept on going all day, but there was enough out for what the customer needed, and I was happy with the result. So what I would say is try it. Just because you see people, professionals using them, like 1,200-pound scarifiers, whatever it might be, it's not realistic for the homeowner. So do what you need to, and if you know what, if you need to do an extra 2 runs and you need to be on a higher setting for them first 2, just do it. Take your time, and you know, you'll get better results for it, I can promise you. But So that's me, about to set it to, can I do it now? Yeah, set it to setting S, like so. And that's on the Scarifier setting, and that'll be me doing that one run. And you know what, because it's end of the year, I'll probably do 2 runs, 2 different directions, and that'll probably be me ready to go. And I've decided, because it's getting so high, I'm going to do another cut afterwards, definitely. So hold in for that, but just remember that with Scarifying, take your time, use different settings if you need to, different heights that is, and you'll get the results that you need. Right, so apologies for the wind again. So since we are last Scarifying, it started to absolutely lash it down and everything got soaked. So between that and me having a couple of jobs on this afternoon, I had to stop. But that's how we looking after the one pass of the Scarifier. It's taken up a lot of lateral growth. So therefore I'm going to go do one more pass on the front, and then I've got still 2 passes on the back here to do. I'm going to have to do that. I'll get the cutting, and then I might have to leave the soil for another day, but we'll see how we get on with the weather. Right, back to it. Okay, so that is the second run done. Just here, what I'm going to do next, because a lot of the lateral's been pulled up what's pretty long, I'm going to go take my Husky LC140S over it, what's just a little 16-inch petrol mower. So I'm going to take that over now, take it all down to about 30mm front and back, and then hopefully if the grass dries out enough, I will then spread some topsoil on it today. I'll show you that now. So this is stuff that I've got, and it's really fine stuff, like it's not normal, one of the radar planes, right? So this is the stuff that I use. What's really, it's more like, you know what, I'd be almost fooled to that being like a 70-30 mix, but this is just a local topsoil from around where I am in Moray. So I get that from a company, like I said, that was £54 including delivery. So anyway, back to it. I'm going to go ahead with that, mow it, and then hopefully get into the topsoil. Okay, so that is the end of part 1. So basically what's happened, fast forward a little bit, we're 9 days on in real time now. After editing the video to just about there, we're in excess of 30 minutes. So I realised no one wants to sit and listen to me for 30 minutes straight. So I've put it down into part 1, part 2. First video is going to go up straight away, and the second one will follow about 2 days after. Please look in the link if you're watching this in the future. The link for part 2 will be in there, so you can just watch them one after another if you want to. Totally down to you. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, ask me anything, and hopefully I can help you. Thank you and take care.